Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. Today, we're looking at this Yamaha APXT2 Travel Acoustic. This has been my go-to acoustic now for a couple of years, and I do actually use this as my main gigging acoustic guitar. I do around 100-150 acoustic gigs a year, and I use this about 90% of the time. So I'm going to give you an overview of it. We'll do some sound tests, I'll talk you through it. If you're interested in buying one of these, this might be the video for you. Guitar comes in black gloss like this one, with black matte, sort of a black matte back and sides with binding. You can also get like a tobacco sunburst, I believe, and a natural finish. I got this one because it was the only colour they had in the shop. It's a 3/4 size guitar, and it's the scaled down version of the APX 500 which according to the Yamaha website is the best-selling acoustic guitar worldwide. Recommended retail price of £268. I think I paid about £200. I think you can get them cheaper than that now. I think Gear for Music are doing them for about £189. I'll leave some links in the description. Here's some specs for you. So the body shape is APXT small shape. Scale length is 22 inches. Body length is 15 inches, just over. Total length is 34 inches, just over. Body width is 300mm. Body depth is 65-75mm. Nut width is 43. So it's pretty standard neck width, which is nice. String spacing is 10mm. It's got a spruce top, which is very cool. And the back and sides are locally sourced tone wood, whatever that means. Rosewood fretboard. And the bridge is rosewood too. And it's got the standards, you know, with the plastic pins. It's got a plastic bridge and a plastic nut, but that's all fine. It all works good. It's got no pick guard. This one is a gloss black front, matte back and sides. Electronic is a System 68 Plus ART one-way pickup. It doesn't have a piezo in it, which I'll demonstrate in a minute, but does it sounds more of a mic'd up sound than it does a piezo sound, which I really like about this guitar, which is why I use it quite a lot. And it comes with a gig bag. Let's have a look at that. This is the gig bag, and it's pretty terrible. It's not padded at all. It's very flimsy, and as a consequence, my guitar is covered in dents and dings because I do use it for busking too. It's starting to fall to pieces. I don't know if you can see, like, it's starting to fall to bits and stuff. It's not a very good gig bag. It just has one shoulder strap. They could have done better on that, I think, for the money, considering the Harley Bentons come with a nice padded gig bag. But at least it comes with something. But that's one of the downsides. I'm going to show you the other downside. The tuners that came with the guitar were these horrible plastic sort of ended. They were closed tuners, like vintage style, but horrible plastic. They were just disgusting, and they looked terrible. I changed mine out for these, which actually do perform better than the ones that came with it. So that was, I think that was one of the ways they might try to keep the cost down with really cheap shoddy tuners. Another upgrade I would consider doing on this is maybe putting a bone nut in or something like that. Maybe changing the pins and the nut. But I find it all pretty functional, pretty good, and pretty stable. Since changing to these tuners, even though these aren't like really expensive tuners, they do perform better, and it does hold its tune really well. It features a preamp, so you've got a volume and a tone. The tone you just go, turn it one way, it gets more tony. Go the other way, it gets more middly. Go the other way, it gets more bassy. It's that kind of deal. Works really good, I really like it, and it's got an onboard tuner, which out of all the guitars I've had, it's the most accurate onboard tuner I've ever had on a guitar. It is brilliant. Can't see it when the sun's shining on it though. So when you're busking out in the sunshine, it's pretty useless. Right, so I've changed to my studio setup, so I'm going through my DAW. I've got the guitar plugged in, got the volume on full, and I've got the tone in the middle. There's no effects, no EQ, anything on this guitar at all, just to give you a run through of what it sounds like plugged in. So, here's the chords. do some strumming. Do some finger picking. And a little bit of lead. Oh, and a little bit of lead. Alright, let's go through the tone. So I'll just play some chords and I'll fiddle around with the tone and see if you can hear the difference. So I'm going to turn it all the way anti-clockwise. 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 All the way clockwise. So I think for a plugged-in sound, it's a pretty good sound. When it's put through a PA or through my Roland Street Cube, it sounds really big and full for such a tiny thing. And that's one of the reasons why I like using it. It doesn't sound like a Piazzo. It sounds somewhere in between a sound hole pickup and being mic'd up, but it's a more realistic acoustic sound, I feel. I mean, let me know what you think from that sound demo. Hopefully you could get a good idea from that. The other thing I really like about this guitar, and the reason I'm using it quite a lot, is I play a lot of lead work on my gigs on acoustic, and you can bend these strings. These are 12 gauge strings, they're Harley Benton strings. There's a review of the strings here. And you can convincingly bend them. But they still feel like they've got enough tension for strumming, etc. And it doesn't tire you out. I do notice when I play this a lot, I get a bruise on my arm here, but that's just because it's like that. I do with Les Pauls as well and other acoustics, so it's not a major thing. But overall, this is a really great guitar, and even if you were just going to use it for busking or for just traveling with, it's really great. Now, as a guitar, acoustically, it's not that great. It's got a small body, it doesn't have a lot of depth to it, so it's probably not a great guitar for recording with, and it's not quiet. I think it sounds better plugged in than it does as an acoustic instrument. To give you an idea, for the last part of this video, I'm just going to mic it up with my studio mic. I'm going to play it with the mic in front of it so you can hear it roughly what it would sound like if you was going to mic it up in the studio, etc. one thing I should add is it being a shorter scale length, the frets are slightly smaller. Not enough for me to really notice, to be honest. I can play it just as comfortably as any other guitar. You can reach the high frets really easily. So if you like these kind of videos, then please do like, comment and subscribe. It helps me out in a big way. If you want to support the channel further, head on over to my Patreon page where you can get extra content, or you can just donate $1 or something if you really want to. Thank you for watching, and peace. Till next time.